Hi, Tom from I Sell Words.
Hi.
Welcome and thank you so much for joining us today. Tell us a little bit about Tom. Tell us about I Sell Words. Where did the ideas come from? Why did we create I Sell Words? Talk to us.
Sure. Thanks for having me, Lisa. Yeah, the idea was I need to distill what I do in such a simple way that a 5-year-old could figure it out. And what do? I sell words. That's literally what I do. And the tagline, I sell words because my words sell, was born from that. Just something very snappy, something very memorable. So that was probably the genesis of it. I did copywriting for about a decade, website copywriting, SEO, content, etc., etc. I still do that, but pivoted more recently to conversion optimization, which combines data and creativity to help websites convert more often. And then there's also the retention side, which is email marketing to help monetize your database and get that loyalty from and repeat customers. So I've gone from pure marketing to more where marketing ends and the sales start. Yeah.
Yeah. So you and I have chatted and I had
Sure.
a look at your website and I feel like there are people that do marketing and I don't know whether they fall into the marketing side of it or whatever, but the fact you've got I Sell Words, you've always loved actual words. This is not about marketing for you. This is about the language side of it. I don't know if you want to talk about it.
Yeah,
We'll talk
sure.
about this a bit. And I just love your
Absolutely.
passion for words.
Yeah, absolutely. I've always loved words. And prior to that, or during that, I was a journalist writing for entertainment, music, editor of a magazine for a while online. And words have always been my thing. I was going to fall into that some way, somehow. And I knew that copywriting was a gig that I could do and monetize and live off, so to speak. And I know that there's the cliche of the starving writer. And probably 10, 15 years ago, freelance journalism was pretty dire. And now it's probably even worse. I have no idea. But
Yeah.
the effort involved versus the payoff, I'm not saying I'm lazy, or maybe not, maybe I am, maybe I'm not. But more so that the cost benefit analysis was I can do freelance journalism, chase a story for 5, 6 weeks and get
One article.
low minimum wage or build a business. Yeah, that's why I went down. And yeah, it was always been an affinity for words and writing and things like that. It was, hey, telling a fish, hey, do you want to swim for a living? That's what. But yeah, it went back full circle. So I was like, I had aspirations to be in IT and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I don't know why I did that. I always like computers and things like that. Like I build my own computers and PC gaming and tinker with bits and pieces. But as a job, I don't know. For some reason, I went down this path of thinking that I couldn't write for a living. But then I came on second, I could. So I did.
Yeah.
There you
And
go.
almost, I guess, in saying that IT love as well, it's brought the two together, really, has
Yeah.
it's probably the way to have brought the two together.
Yeah, that's exactly it. The conversion optimization is data and tinkering with data and using data to follow the creativity. And creativity, I think, needs that sort of box, not limitation, but I think it needs, especially for business, like, why are you saying what you're saying? Because if you're just saying it for no reason and it sounds cool, or it's just what we always said, you just make it up a fairy tale, you might as well. Like in business, there shouldn't be any part of the business that isn't commercial. And I think communication, it's just something we say. It's not that important. It's vital. Your business is nothing without communication. So
Yeah.
it's like a lot of businesses are, so why do you say what you say? It's because we always did that. That's not good enough. Not good enough in the sense that if you're trying to grow a business, if you're trying to move the needle, you need to at least have a needle to move.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think, I'm not saying a lot of businesses don't think about it, but I think there is a bit of a breakdown between what they want to say and what they actually say because there's a perception gap.
Yeah. I'll probably sit here and say, that could be me sometimes. So, yes, totally understand what you're saying. Absolutely. So, I am going to go into some questions around heading into the life admin area. so, when you look at most businesses you work, where do you see the biggest breakdown between, it's pretty much what we just said, between what they want to say and what actually gets communicated to their audience? Exactly what you just said.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think a lot of professionals, because I work with mostly professional services, they come from university, they come from academia. And academia says you need to communicate as complex idea as complexly as possible in as complex way.
Yeah.
That's not how people talk, and that's not how people relate. And they think more is better, and it's not. It's just this arbitrary, can you argue your way out of, can you make a coherent argument and Yeah, of course you can. Do you need to 2,000 words to say do that in the real world? No.
Yeah.
No one is impressed by how much in terms of your communication. If it's impenetrable, no one's going to understand it, and no one's going to buy from it. I don't know. They're not going to buy something they don't understand.
Yeah. So I guess the point is make it human, make it how we would converse and chat and
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Like what they want to say, they might be afraid is, oh, that's too simple. The
But
best brands you've ever interacted with probably have the simplest message.
yeah.
If I tell you just do it,
We
no
all
one will
know
do
what that means.
it. Exactly.
Yeah.
So explaining things to people like they're five isn't talking down. It's being on the same level
Yeah.
because they don't know. Like people don't want to be condescended to. 100%. I get it. No one wants to be condescended to. And sometimes I forget that I'm a wordsmith and people aren't. And I got to catch myself and say, hang on, they might not understand this and insert it into my vocabulary. If you haven't heard about, or if you don't know what that is, it's this. And
That's great.
if a business or business owner inserts into the vocabulary or their manner of speech, if you haven't heard of this concept or if you're not familiar with this, here it is. And usually once you get to that, oh, and the thing is your communication, especially in business, it has to elicit a response of, oh, that's me. It's, oh, that's my problem. And that's where the rapport happens. So I think a lot of businesses, why isn't our communication hitting the mark? It's probably because it's probably too complex. This is based on data. This is just not opinion. It's probably just too complex. People just look at it for 5 seconds and bounce off, which is, your analytics will tell you that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there's a legitimate fear. It's not coming across as sophisticated or whatever, but is that what your audience is looking for? They're looking for a solution to a problem. And can they trust that you solve that problem in a value added way?
That's great. I love that theory because I do feel like this wasn't part of our questions, but I'm going to step into that realm of AI and your take on it because everyone's writing everything through AI now. I am keen to hear your take on it because I have my own take on it as well. Yeah, but I'm hoping you have a similar thought to me. So tell us about that.
Look, I think AI is a good tool, and a friend of mine uses AI. He's dyslexic and he can't read, and to speed things up for him, he puts everything into an AI and reads it to him. I'm like, great, awesome.
I agree.
That's fantastic. And he writes some stuff, and it's probably for him spelling errors and grammatical mistakes, and AI fixes it. I'm like, cool, that's fine. If you're relying on AI to do it whole cloth or go from blank page to something, I think it's a massive mistake because AI is trained on every piece of writing that's ever been written, basically, at this point. And 90%, and like Sturgeon's law, can I swear in this podcast? Like wildly swear?
Yeah.
Cool. So Sturgeon's law, if you haven't heard of Sturgeon's law, Theodore Sturgeon was a science fiction writer, and he basically said in the 60s, 90% of everything is shit.
Yeah.
And the top 10% get
recognized.
The limelight. The 10% is worth looking at. So if it's trained on 90% crap, then the 90% crap is 80% true.
Yeah.
My maths is not good, but that's not good.
Yeah.
And you see it in LinkedIn, you can tell straight away now because it's training on itself and it's cannibalizing itself. It's not an insight. It's not a program. It's this, which is called a stylistic negation. And it's just like AI is not good at that. And it does also another thing called the trickle-on, which is 3 distinct clauses like blood, sweat, tears. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And we're getting a pushback against it because it doesn't connect with people. It's not even your dog ate your homework. It's like your robot did your homework. And people can tell. It's like, have you ever related to the supermarket automated checkout? It's like it's like you can't. It's an inhuman. It's not even uncanny valley. It's just an inhuman thing. And I think AI have the idea that technology, it can give you something, but it also takes something away. And I think a lot of people are using AI hoping that no one will know, wow, now I can write. This is not really. It's like if I did painting and I said, look at my awesome painting, but it's like Dunning-Kruger effect. Just because I have a little knowledge, I'm like overconfident in how much knowledge I actually have. Whereas if I'm a writer, it's like I'm constantly reading books about writing. I'm constantly reading other authors. I'm never going to be satisfied with my level of knowledge on that thing. And this guy comes along and puts 3 prompts into Claude and thinks he's Alexander Dumas or something. It's like, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like if I use ChatGPT is not calling Claude to do to code And I know Claude Code does some pretty good things, but I wouldn't trust myself to know even if it's doing it right.
Yeah, that's so true. That's exactly
Yeah.
right. And I feel like, yes, it's great because exactly what you said. I love that you can verbalize straight into it your thoughts, but then I still have someone else go over it, a human go
Mm.
over my writing because I'm not a great writer. So I still need that person, yeah, to look at it and make it human and go, wait, you sound like a robot here. So let's try to humanize it a little. Um,
Mm.
yeah, and it's the simplest little thing, words that I will add that you don't say. You don't
Yeah.
physically say those words when you talk.
No.
You
No,
know,
you're absolutely right. And one of the best books I've ever read on writing was called "If You Can Talk, You Can Write" by Joel Saltzman. And if you can get it in print, get it in print. If you can get it on Kindle, get it on. I'm not a big Kindle guy, but just get it any way you can.
yeah,
And it's writing, basically talking edited.
yeah,
Because if you get dialogue in real life is weird, if written down. Yeah.
yeah.
Like people say, I can write. Says, can you talk? Says, yeah, I can. So if you can edit yourself half decently,
The
which is
editing is
another skill
probably,
unto itself.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's the editing that I cannot do.
Yeah.
I'm like, what's wrong with me thing? Sometimes I do verbalize my text messages now.
Yeah.
And so things are going out where I'll say gonna. Like, wait, that's not okay.
But that's the thing. With a text message is an informal. There's a phenomenon called code switching, and code switching is going between like formal modes of speech and then informal, or even between slang and formal, or even if you're going between, say, different languages, so code switching. So code switching in like how I'm talking to you right now, like it's a
Great.
friendly, personal, whatever. If I was in a courtroom, I would say this mode of speech would be inappropriate.
Yeah.
Well, not inappropriate, but ineffective or whatever. But if I was on a text message and half of my friends don't know the difference between the possessive and contractive mode of your, it's annoying, but I'm not going to tell them. Firstly, they're not going to learn because at this, they're almost 40. If they don't know by now, they will figure it out. But it's a text message and it's a disposable, the medium is the message, and the message is this disposable transfer of information that is required, that has a shelf life of 10 seconds, 50, whatever. I'm not going to hold on to that text message, print it out, put a frame on it. Some people do it, but the medium sort of the medium is the message. And if the message, it's meet you at your car and they're spelled wrong way. I got it. I figured it out. Like, I'm done. What else could, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right. What question have we got next? Your work turns messaging into systems that drive results. What does a well-structured communication system look like behind the scenes in a business? I feel like we covered this a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, a communication system should basically be strategic at the very outset. So every business should have a tone and style guide, what they do say, what they don't say. Like a business is almost like a character in a book.
Yeah.
It's just
That's a great analogy. Yeah.
Imagine Luke Skywalker said in the middle of Star Wars, "Oh, this is lame. I'm gonna
Yeah.
surf Mon Calamar or whatever." It's like he's never going to do that, and your business is not going to say certain things, and it's going to approach certain things. Different businesses have different tones and styles, and that's the first thing like I do as copywriter or strategic communicator. So how do you want to come across?
Yeah.
That's like the top. It's what can we say, what don't we say, and being strategic. And then what are your channels? Because not every channel is going to work for every business. And do you do email marketing? And most businesses have a website, and treating that as a living document and not just like this billboard, which is, I think, crazy because we've had websites approaching 30 years, like the idea of a website. And people still think of it as this immutable billboard or something like that. It says once it's done, it's like, no, you can change your website every day if you want to.
Yeah, that's so
Obviously, there's data to think of, but if you think that your website, because I had this conversation so many times, I'm going to get rid of my website, start again. And it's like, why? There's nothing wrong with the design. All it's, how do you say, that's not working is probably the messaging.
the
And that's what it
content.
all comes down. Yeah, the copy or the
Yeah.
call to action or the trust signals. They could have heaps of awesome Google reviews, but they're just not on the website.
Yeah.
If you claim something on a website, it's 80% more likely to land if someone else backs it up.
Yeah.
So if it's like, say, we're the best in the world. So, yeah, who says so? You
Oh my
say
gosh.
so? Okay, I don't believe you.
I am so taking that advice because I do not think my Google reviews are on my website. I love
Yeah.
that. Go
Yeah.
on.
Like social proof is one of the biggest trust signals in website optimization. And we can quantify that by how many people click through and how many people, the bounce rates go down.
Yeah. Yeah.
They look at the website, they say, okay, first of all, this isn't for me. But with website optimization, you can see how far they scroll. And if they go past that above the fold where all your social proof is, then you're on the right track. And a lot of websites put their testimonials like right down the bottom and
Yeah.
all that stuff. No, like your testimonials and your social proof should be right there. Like that should be absolutely prominent.
Writing this down.
One of my favorite websites, I think the most optimized website, as an example that I show people, even if you go to this 10 years later, it'll still be relevant, is MailChimp. MailChimp's website is probably one of the best optimized websites that there is because it has
It
the
does. It has
headlines
the
on
trust
point,
pilot thing on it and everything, doesn't it?
Trustpilot,
Yeah.
Capterra, and Google
Yes.
reviews. So as soon as you think, okay, these guys are legit, like they've
Yeah.
been around for a while and then I could trust what they do is going to work. So the thing is, and I was working with another guy, unfortunately, he couldn't work together because he didn't have enough traffic. And if your product is fantastic, but no one's going to believe it because you don't have any case studies. So yeah, going back to the structured communication system, like everything has to go through a filter of, okay, the strategy is this.
Yeah.
And our communication has to underpin the strategy. And the thing is,
Yeah.
if the strategy is we need to attract new business through our website or whatever, then you have to think about, okay, what does that? And it's not even tactics, it's more about overarching signals. I want elements or like social proof, congruency with the message and what you're selling and the tone and style and everything like that. And calls to action, actually getting people to where they go. And some websites are really good on calls to action. Some just click here. It's like, why? What should I? And
Yeah.
it's hard to do that as a business owner because you're inside the jar.
Yeah.
If you're selling jam, you're inside it and you have to get outside of it and think about it from the outsider's perspective. It's hard to do that. It's really hard to do that.
Yeah.
I think, what do you sell? I sell widgets. I don't know. And I think, and for me, I think, oh, the cheapest rubber widgets or whatever, people don't, they might not necessarily care about the cost. They might, do they solve a problem? And especially in professional services, it's your problem solver is like work from the solution backwards.
Yeah.
And
So true.
get to the strategy. So structured communication system just has that internal consistency and is always underpinning the strategy and not just, it would be a really good idea and just this, like, don't do that.
Yeah.
Like the other day, because I sell words as a copywriting business primarily, still is. So I don't want to get rid of I sell words. I don't want to really I sell conversion ultimately. I was going to say that because it is words. It's still words. But what I wanted to do was the strategy was I want to have that simplicity, show that I can solve people's problems and they have to self-identify with those problems. So the sell now stands for something. So it now stands for strategic engagement, leverage, and loyalty. So the sell in ISO work actually means something.
That's great.
And it is what I do. And I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. So I do the strategy, we work on engagement, how we get that engagement, how we leverage what you already have and then optimize it. And then loyalty is the ongoing, having loyalty with your repeat customers. So it's all like in a book, when we read books, we don't think about the characters and the action and the dialogue and the setting and the themes as all separate. We break that down in high school when you're reading
Romeo and Juliet.
Sorry?
Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo and Juliet, for example. We do that in high school, but as a narrative, it's all seamless. The characters are built through action and dialogue, and that informs it, and then they're living in it.
And that's just it. And people relate to characters. So it's a really valid point, I think. I think it's great.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. And but yeah, the thing is, I think there's a tendency for reductionism and compartmentalization. I don't know if you've ever seen Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Have you ever seen it?
Yeah. Years ago.
Yeah, and his best friend, Alan Ruck, I can't remember his name in the movie. That's going to bug me. Anyway, he stares into a painting. Have you seen the scene where he stares into a painting? The closer he gets into the painting, it's just these dots.
Yeah.
Then he loses sight of the whole picture. And the thing is, it's sort of like Heisenberg's uncertainty. You either know where you're going or where it is. And when you move in, you lose the big picture. But if you zoom out, you lose the detail.
Yeah,
So it's trying to
true.
be that happy medium. And the strategy, yeah, but you can zoom in and out at will. So as long as the zoomed in picture isn't like you're putting a red square on a blue background, then you're doing probably okay.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So, what have I got here? What are some of the simple but powerful habits or processes you use or recommend that stop marketing from becoming chaotic or inconsistent? Asking for a friend.
I think it has to just be like content, and not just that, not just content either. It just needs to have a reliable schedule strategy.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do a monthly newsletter, it has to go out on this date. Even I'm crap at that, but getting better at it. If I'm
I
going to
feel like we're all
do
the same.
if I'm going to do 2 LinkedIn posts a week, have them ready the week before and have a strategy that's at least 3 months, 6 months out with a bit of flexibility for new things. Who knows what comes along?
Yeah.
I'm sure every content strategy went to hell around February 2020.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's always going to be opportunities, especially for B2C. You might have some massive inventory. I was like, oh, wow, I don't know, you're a hospitality venue and someone sells you a cow for nothing. And it's like, burgers for everyone. I don't know. But
Yeah.
so you have to have a bit of flexibility. But that's with everything in business. Like it's unpredictable sometimes. It's if you want to make God laugh, tell me a plan sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just having if you have a financial plan, if you plan your numbers, you can plan your words. Like it's the same principle,
Absolutely.
but with some leeway for uncertainty because sometimes that happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's good to know that even you who is into this, sometimes it still is a little bit chaotic.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like we're our own worst customers sometimes. It's
Yeah.
all, oh, we'll do it later. I needed a website, a new website since probably 5 years ago, and I'm
Yeah.
only right now, like yesterday, put that into motion, and I'm like, why didn't I do this before?
I know. And let's be honest, I know the weeks, like you were saying, the weeks where you can have all your content ready the week before, it feels so good. But
Yeah.
the wheels fall off the following week and it's okay. It doesn't matter. I'm just doing something all the time.
Yeah. Today I just had a flash of inspiration. I wrote something. Now, I know that not everybody, the common thing that people come to me is if I sit down to write something, I just want to like crawl into a pit and die. I'm like, okay, cool. I do the opposite. That's why people come to me to do that. So, like today, I had an idea and I just ran with it. And that's just, I suppose, something that I've developed over time that I can do. For other people, where they find it's a struggle, obviously there's other people that can help. Like if you struggle with social media or writing or marketing, like obviously you can outsource that. If you want to do it yourself, you absolutely can. It can be learned, books and online courses, and they're everywhere. But then it's not have the time to do it. It's just you have to prioritize, and you have to think about
Yeah.
it as a training thing. Like I did a conversion optimization accreditation with Google, and it took a while, but it was worth it for me, I think. And email marketing courses like Klaviyo and MailChimp and stuff like that. Yeah, it takes a little bit of time, but at the end of it now I can help even using more of the features and segmentation analytics and stuff like that. But the thing is, I think for a lot of businesses where it's a no-brainer, yeah, of course, I'm a CPA, I'm going to do my CPA refresher or whatever. It's like, that's a no-brainer. It's for other stuff. Why don't we prioritize? Oh, I'm not good at it. It says, yeah, but you got to start somewhere.
And that's just it. Yes, when you're starting out in business, unfortunately, you do have to take on all the roles. But then there gets a point where you go, what am I good at? And what am I
Yeah.
wasting my time on that other people can do so much better than I can?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Like when I started out in business, I'm like, I'm gonna be lean. I'm gonna do everything myself. I should not have done that. That was the
Yeah.
stupidest thing that I ever did. To get an accountant. I got into this,
Oh, absolutely.
get a bookkeeper, whatever.
Yeah.
Get whatever help that you like. I'm no good at sales. I got a sales trainer to help me.
Yeah.
And Ben Lai, shout out Ben Lai, love you. Salesethos.com.
I'm
All your
sure he'll
sales names.
appreciate it.
Oh, I can't recommend it enough. Get the help that you need and don't think of it as an expense. Think of it as an investment. as well. Like even what you do, people will be like, I could pay my own bills. But if you do everything for like how much time could you save doing something else? I felt guilty because I got a cleaner to clean my house
Yeah,
once in a while. I thought, so I could do this myself. But why not? First of all, you're pouring something, you're helping the economy,
that's exactly right. Yeah,
helping small business, helping small business.
exactly right.
And they're doing something that hope they're passionate about, and giving them an opportunity to make a bit of money and frees up time to, so you can make that like the cost benefit. It's a cost benefit analysis.
Absolutely.
Okay, I could spend 2 hours cleaning my house, or I could use 2 hours to do business
To
development.
do
Which one?
exactly. Yeah,
And your friends who don't work for themselves, that's such a waste of money. It's about everything to you as an overhead.
yeah.
Like in your
Corporate world.
domestic
Yeah,
environment, your home economic environment, if you want to call it that, everything's an overhead. To us,
that's time.
it's a performing, how you say, it's an investment.
Yeah,
You get someone to cut your lawn or whatever. Like, that's an hour that you get back to do something else. Like you can reallocate because time it's finite. And if you can reallocate time,
absolutely.
that's huge.
Yeah. And is cleaning your skill? Is that your absolute
No,
skill?
I don't know
Like,
how to do it. Like my mom, like, is a complete clean freak, and
yeah.
she'd be like, "We can't fabricate microchips off this surface that it's not clean." Okay, you're mental. No disrespect, but yeah, you are. And I've just had this lifelong aversion to it. If someone else can do it better and
That's right.
quicker, and I got my yeah.
Yeah. And you do have a skill. So that is where your energy, that's where it's got to go. That's my thing. Like at the top of your skill level, that's
Yeah.
what you're doing. And
Yeah.
then break it down from there.
Exactly. I talked to a guy at the gym the other day, and he's a tradie, but his hobby is baking cakes, right? So he bakes cakes, like custom cakes and stuff like that, as a side hustle. And I said to him, what's been happening? He says, oh, I'm getting married and I'm baking my cake, because he's good at it.
Yeah, that's
Well,
really.
if I was getting married, would I attempt to bake my own cake? Absolutely not. No way. Would I write the speech?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Oh,
Will I organize the cake maker? Yes, I will.
yes, I can do that. You got to rise to, was it? Not the Dilbert principle. Is it the Dilbert principle? I can't remember.
It's funny. It rings a bell to me, what you're saying.
It's
I
not the
can't
Dilbert
think.
principle. It's something else. It's done by something else, but Dilbert principle, I can't remember what it's called. But it's based on this. But it's people are promoted to the level of their incompetence
Yeah, yeah, I
in an
love that.
organization. So like they start off as, say, engineers, and then they get into management. It's, I don't know how to manage people. This is way beyond my pay grade, but now I use your pay grade.
Yeah,
So it's all recognize, it's all Dirty Harry. Man's got to know his limitations. It's like, I'm not good at numbers. I'm not good at cleaning. I'm not good at whatever.
yeah,
And if I don't know how to, if it is incumbent on me, like sales, yeah, get sales training, 100%. If it's incumbent on me to be good at networking, get a book about it, read books, get a coach, go to Toastmasters, do whatever you have to do. If it doesn't have to require your physically presence to do the thing that needs to be done, outsource it, get
yeah,
someone to do it.
absolutely. And now I'm just having a look because I actually think we've covered over most of these questions.
Okay.
We have literally gone over all of these. Yeah, which has been really good because I didn't have to ask you the question. You gave it to us, which is amazing. Is there anything else? Tell us about how do people find Tom? How do they work with you? What else did you want to tell us? Is there anything else?
Yeah, sure. The thing is, because I work with predominantly professional services and B2B, I don't work with everyone. And some websites, like if you're a startup, I probably couldn't help you because there's just not enough data, there's just not enough context to leverage. So basically, if you meet someone around the barbecue, it's, oh, my business is getting this far, but no, I need to take it to the next level, but things aren't just happening the way I want it to happen. That's probably who I want to talk to.
That's who your customer is.
So the thing is, they might know that their channels are dropping off because, yeah, like a new website and SEO, and they're paying for PPC, they're paying for all this marketing, but they're just not getting the leads in, they're not getting the sales in, and they have a lot of contacts that they have good relationships with, but those relationships unfortunately decay over time if you don't nurture them.
Yeah.
And email marketing can be, you could pay thousands of dollars for email marketing, but there's so many email marketing platforms and CRMs and stuff, or CRMs have them built in, so you're not paying extra. And it's just showing up a little bit. You don't have to be in their face. And I would recommend not being in people's face because they get upset. And I've been on these marketing lists where this guy, he obviously uses AI because there's just no way and it's just scroll, because no one's going to read that.
Yeah.
And he sends like one or like two emails a day, and it's just I can't
Oh,
deal with this.
no, that's
Um,
awful.
and the research suggests that the more emails you send, the more it's diminishing returns at a certain point.
Yeah.
It's sort of meeting your audience where they are. So yeah, so yeah, working with medium to larger businesses, been around for a while, but now they're like really looking to grow, and basically they're not being strategic with their messaging, or they're not leveraging what they already have,
What they
and
have. Yeah.
optimization is just making it better.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
the end of the day, optimism can be learned. This is Learned Optimism by Martin Seligman, and it's
Okay.
basically everything can be optimized. Like optimal is the root word of
Yeah.
optimism is to make good. So if
Yeah.
there's a part of your business that isn't, it doesn't even have to be bad per se. Like I work with businesses, they're about 3 months away from total failure. And
Yeah. Yeah.
but that's the thing. It also comes back to the data, and people are very precious about their businesses, and I get it because it's their baby to a certain extent. It's their livelihood. It's their something that they've built and something that they've put the blood, sweat, and tears into, and I
That's
get
right.
that. And if you've ever seen Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares, the huge ego says you're a peanut, you're not running it. It is you're basically telling that they're like the ego can get bruised pretty easily. It's like
Absolutely. Yeah.
but if you're a business person, if you separate yourself from the business and say I'm running a business, everything that Chef Ramsay says you probably should implement.
It's probably right. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And that's just it. Maybe we can all use a Gordon Ramsay in our life.
Yeah, that's the thing. I have great respect for Gordon Ramsay because he tells it like it is. He's trying to be the best. He's trying to be the pinnacle of his craft. So
Absolutely.
would I be like, oh, that's okay, it's fine? No, you'd be like you put two pieces of bread between the ears and say, what are you? You're an idiot sandwich. Okay, maybe that's a bit over the top. But if you're looking for excellence, if you're striving for the best, you have to have high standards and not inhumane standards where telling people to F off every 10 seconds. I think he does that for show. And one of the cornerstones, I think, in the book Emotional Intelligence by Daniel Goldman, now, he wrote this book 20 years ago. 20 years ago, still in the 2000s. This is about 30 years ago now.
Yeah.
Is AI is going to take over. AI is inevitable. The people who are going to thrive in the future are people with emotional intelligence. And
Yeah.
you can still have high standards, and you can still have high standards for yourself, your team, whatever. But if you can lead with emotional intelligence and separating yourself from the business, like
From the business. Yeah.
what do I have to do? It's not if someone says your business sucks, it's not an attack on you.
Yeah.
It's an attack on maybe your process is not working, maybe your communication is not working,
Yeah.
maybe you're pitching to a market that's not responding, or whatever it might be. You have to take an objective
It's
look.
interesting you bring that up because I feel like so often we do say to people, I want your absolute honest opinion, but no one really gives it. You don't often get real honesty. Yeah. So
But
this is probably nothing to do with what we would have been doing on, but yes.
but the thing is, there's a human tendency, especially in Western culture, especially in Australian culture, we don't want to appear arrogant. We don't want to pump our own tires.
Yeah.
I can't remember what book it was. It's ask someone to rate their skills in their profession, even if they've got a PhD in it, they'll still give you probably say I'm a 7.
Yeah. Yeah. It's probably just the
It's like,
number.
I'm better than average, but I'm not the top.
Yeah, you're right. So true. Yeah.
The thing is, yes, you can be humble. Yes, you can strive for better and always be on that path of mastery or whatever.
Excellence. Yeah. Yeah.
But there's a good book by Ryan Holiday called The Ego is the Enemy. And one of the stories that he talked about was John DeLorean, the guy who did the Back to the Future car. And he says, I'm going to make the best car ever. It's what I think is the best everyone wants. And the doors and the aluminium, and then it turned out the doors, you couldn't get out of the parking lot or whatever. The aluminium warped because it was too flimsy in the Californian sun, and it was an absolute disaster. So yeah, I think a business entity has to be separate from the self.
I agree. That's such a good takeaway. Absolutely.
And the thing is, even relationships, like in dating and stuff like that, when, I don't know, you're married, I assume?
Married, 2 kids.
Cool.
Yeah.
Also, like, I don't want to assume anything. It's all different, all flavors of
Yeah, that's right. Who knows? Yeah.
which is all good. All good. When I was dating quite heavily, like, I don't want to say heavily, it sounds like I was drinking or something. It was like when I was doing that, in that phase of my life, I suppose you'd say, I would meet people and they'd be like, oh, I'm not really feeling it. It's not an attack on me. It's not putting me down. It's two people who are trying to see if something works and it's not happening.
It's
And
not worth
for
forcing it.
whatever reason, it's not all me and it's not all them. It's just, is what
Yeah.
it is.
And it's true. And if you can relate that back to business, it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
very true. Not all relationships are going to work.
no, not all relationships are not workers. And I think there's this thing is I can sell to anybody. I can sell ice to Eskimos. It's okay, that's awesome. But sometimes Eskimos are going to have their own ice.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
And it's not a reflection on you. It's just it's got to roll the punches. And yeah, maybe if you have a business idea, so I want to put AI into a banana. No, don't do that. Maybe. But the thing is, there is a certain point there's weaponized politeness. Like people are, like you say, too polite to say it. And I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. I don't think people are just going to say, yeah, your business idea sucks.
No.
But then I just saw on LinkedIn, Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft, said we've got some new AI slot machine that everyone is going to hate. It didn't actually say that, but I knew it was. But people said, this is great. Satya Nadella, CEO of Microsoft, we love you. We're trying to curry favor with this guy because he's a CEO of a NASDAQ tech giant company. Like you're trying to get something from him. And you can see why yes men, like people are surrounded by yes men and how that accumulates or accretes and exists. And you have to step back. Like even if you're a ASX 200 company CEO, you have to say, am I actually getting good advice or are people just telling me what I want to hear?
Saying what I want to hear. Yeah, exactly.
But then there's the flip side. If people tell you unvarnished truth and you get your back up about it, that's also not doing you any favors. It's an ability to say, defer to the master. Like when I was doing martial arts, white belt versus a black belt is never going to happen. But the black belt, ultimately, he wants me to get to his level.
Yes.
But if you follow his path, you'll get to the black belt. But if you sit there and think, I'm better than this or I deserve more, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, that's so true.
There's just some paths you have to take to
Yeah.
get to where you need to go.
Absolutely. Honestly, I could talk all day about business stuff with you, but we do need to end it. Yeah. So thank you so much, Tom, for joining us today.
Sure.
And of course, Lisa from Life Balance Essentials. So if you want to check out our podcast, we're currently on Podbean at the moment, but I'm looking at changing that. So hopefully that will improve. But we've got the YouTube series, which is where Tom's video will come out as well. And of course, on all socials. So yes, thank you, Tom.
Thank you so much. It was
We
a pleasure being here. Thank you so much.